I was always a realist. I always painted realism. And I got bored and tired after a while. I found realism very tedious and very boring, very repetitive. And there was only one outcome, and that was perfection. Then I tried abstract art, and I realized what it was about. It was about creating something that different, something new, something special, and having fun doing it. And I started painting abstract art, and I realized the outcomes are infinite. See, the reason why we have trouble producing realism today is because since the Renaissance, things have changed. Paint is different, instruction is different, canvas is different, paper is different, everything's different. It's all changed. And as a result, we aren't able to achieve what we tried before. It's just been an exercise in futility lately. And now I'm doing realism, or now I'm doing abstract art. And I've given up realism, and I'm having a lot more fun. So today, we're going to do some abstract painting. I've got some ultramarine in watercolor. And I've got some water in my bowl here, my margarine dish. And I'm just mixing in some color. Just mixing some ultramarine. And I'm going to get a scraper here. And I'm going to pour some ultramarine paint on my paper. Then I'm going to take my scraper and I'm going to pull from one end to the other. Like so. And I'm going to let that dry, let that soak in. And I'm going to take a large brush with some stiff bristles, and I'm just going to soak up some paint. Then I'm going to do some sgraffito. That's perfect. Now, I'm going to let that soak in, and I'm going to take a pencil, a watercolor pencil. I'm going to try and get a blue, similar to ultramarine. I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Sharpen my pencil. I'm just going to do some loose drawing on the wet paper. Just random lines that don't mean anything. Because my paper is wet, it's going to soak right in to the paper. Go right to the edges, like that. Just very little touch. Then I'm going to take some salt and I'm going to sprinkle it on and I'm going to let that dry. That salt is going to create an effect. It's going to suck up the paint because it's got water in it, and it's going to create an effect on the paper. You can already see the salt is sucking up the pigment in the water. Now I'm going to get some water. Let me get some water and I'm going to clean my brush here. And I'm going to get some Indian yellow. I'm going to put some in the water here. And with a clean brush, I'm going to mix it up. Mix up some Indian yellow. And I'm going to grab a squeegee and I'll pour some Indian yellow right here. And I'm going to drag it with my squeegee across my composition. And on this side as well. And I'm going to drag it across my composition. Next, I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to clean it. And I'm going to do some sgraffito with my Indian yellow. Now I'm going to take a yellow pencil crayon, or a slight orange pencil crayon, because Indian yellow is slight orange, and I'm just going to do some random lines. No, nothing straight, just abstract lines that are curvy in nature, have no rhyme or rhythm, and finally, I'm going to use some more salt. Put some salt on your canvas or on your paper where the water's pooling. And I'm going to let that dry. And that is my first attempt at a completely abstract watercolor. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to show you what I have. Let it dry, and then I'll take the tape off. Yeah, that's my first attempt at abstract watercolor. And yeah, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll take the tape off and I'll sign it, and it'll be done. Thank you very much.